Grading discussion topics is really very straightforward. You come into your class and you can see over here in Updates that there are 11 unread discussion messages. I could either click on this link or click on Discussions here. So let's try the link, which brings us to the familiar list of discussions that we have in this class. And looking in the center column under Weekly Discussions, under Introduce Yourself, I can see that there are 5 messages and 2 still remain unread. So I've got a little bit of work to do there. But the one I'm going to focus on here is Discussion for Module 4. I have 10 messages and 9 are unread. So I would like to go in there and take care of that. One thing I would like to show you before we jump in would be to know which students have participated in this discussion so far. And what I can do is come up here and over under Discussion Area, this menu on the left, click on Statistics. And what this will do is show us who's participated and authored original messages and how many they've read. So if we click on this tab for Forums and Topics, we can then isolate and get into Discussion Module 4, and this will show us specifically for this discussion who has authored how many and read how many messages. And it gives you an idea if people have participated and it's time to go in and grade. One other thing to show here, when you see these, right now they're listed alphabetically by first name. If you click on last name, it will reverse that and get them going there. So know that you can click on that as well. So with that in mind, to give you an overview of who's participated in this discussion, we'll close this for now. And I'm going to go back to my discussion list. Come down here, and in order to grade this, what you click on is this icon, the yellow ruler with the green check mark, and it says Assess Topic for Discussion Module 4. So I'm going to click on that. This brings us to an area where all my students are listed here with a topic score link. I can see here that I have already graded this students, and they received 100%, and it is graded. So what I want to do is work on this one here. There's 2 views. I could either click on Topic Score, or if your list is quite long, if you click on the Assessments tab, you'll have a shorter list and you'll be able to click on the individual names and go in and grade. Once we get into the grading pop-up window that arrives, there's information up on top that'll remind you where you are if you get torn away. Here is where we would enter the score. We can see that it is worth a total of 5 points. We'll evaluate the postings and enter our grade here. Then we'll want to be sure to check this grade box once we do this, because that way it'll put it into the grade book for you. If there's any feedback we want to share with the individual student who we're reading, we can share that here, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But when we scroll down, what we'll see are all the postings that this student was involved in. So we can start reading this first one, and then read the interaction from somebody else here, and then read again what the student said. So we can get a very good idea from here as to how the student has performed. So now that I'm going to grade it, I've reviewed that. This person did very well, and I am going to give them the full 5 points, mark it as graded, and then I'm going to enter my response to the student for feedback. And then I will scroll to the bottom after putting in my feedback, and then click Save. And it does tell you each time that you want to overwrite it. Even though this is the first time we've done it, you will want to click Overwrite. But what this does show us is that if you should want to come back in and make a change, you would be overwriting your original response. So let's click Overwrite. And then we can close this window and move on to this next student. We have another student that's not been graded down here. And you can see by checking that graded, it checks it here, so I know that I've already graded those and the grades are in the grade book.